Hi everybody. TGIF. Yay. All right, let me just make sure everything is up. How we doing today? No, not up. Let's see. Let's give it a sec. Hi Mary. Okay. Nope, not up yet. Okay, here we go. Yay. Hi Facebook land. Okay. Great. All right, well, it's the sip and sew. So every Friday night I grab a glass of wine. I've got a red blend tonight and a project I am working on. And I chat with my friends. If this is the first time you're joining me, I am not doing a bunch of, this is not a content-rich show. This is literally me having fun with my friends across the country, trying not to feel so siloed and alone, and finding a great sense of joy joining you guys for an hour on Friday night. So let's see who all my girls are here. Just a bunch of people just go rolling by. Bonnie and Becky and Nancy and Debbie. Howdy. Carolyn. Thanks guys for joining me. Let me see if I can click in here and see this a little bit better. Can I see this a little better? Maybe not. Okay, we're just gonna roll with it. All right. So, hi Nancy. I think you were the last one to join us. Okay, so today we have a new project we are working on. I know. I have not. And Bonnie and Kathy and Lisa and Angel. Hi guys. I know I have not finished that Tula Pink bed quilt yet. It is weighing heavy on my heart, if I'm being honest. I am not one of those gals that starts a project and then doesn't finish it. In fact, I am probably the only quilter you know that has an under a single digit UFO project going at any and all times. I just am not. I'm a starter and a finisher. I think that's how you say it. So, my mom's on, Bridget's on. So I have super disappointing news. Today I was supposed to be on beautiful Bainbridge Island with a backdrop of the sound, Puget Sound. A wonderful fan and friend, Carol Brown, had invited me out to her patio for a social distancing sip and sew with the beautiful backdrop. And we woke up this morning and we are having crazy fires here in the Pacific Northwest, and so we couldn't do it. Lisa, hi. Cold and rainy Wisconsin, that doesn't sound like fun. So we couldn't do it because actually they are telling everybody to stay inside because the amount of smoke outside is literally hazardous. We have many wildfires in the mountains in eastern Washington, down to Oregon, burning out of control, and Jennifer from Alabama, hi. So we are not able to be outside. In fact, it is so stinky outside. I had to run a couple errands earlier, and it was so bad that I didn't even want to go outside or stay outside because it smelled like I was standing in the middle of a campfire. Usually the Pacific Northwest is known for its clean air and being able to have high visibility all the way to the mountains, and that is not the case today. So, and it doesn't look like it's supposed to get any better for another day or two. We're supposed to be getting some rain next week. It'll help knock it down. Hi, Lisa from Connecticut. Thank you, sweetheart. So I am very safe. I am not in any harm's way, just so everybody knows. Hi, Pam. Hi, Grace. Hi, Hope. Are you joining me? I am not in harm's way at all. It's just really thick and kind of soupy outside with smoke, and it doesn't smell very good. So I'm going to stay inside so I don't have any respiratory issues, and I'm going to sip some wine and sew on a pretty quilt, and chat with you guys. So I thought I would do some pictures right off the bat here. I've had several friends who are joining, Featherweight friends that are joining me on my Quilt As You Go Sew Along that we're doing on Wednesdays. And by the way, I'm having so much fun with it. The quilt is kind of behind me. Do you guys see it? It's so fun. I love kind of seeing it come together. When it starts to come to life from the page that I designed it on, it really is exciting to me. But I've had some friends send some pictures of their works in progress, and so I thought I would share that with you. The first one is from an Instagram fan. If I'm being totally transparent, it's my mother-in-law. I think she's legally obligated to join me on these things. So her quilt is in process on her design wall, and I'm going to go ahead and flip to that real quick. If you haven't already, you can check out my Instagram story. I went ahead and I put it up on my Instagram story this week, but this is Instagram Quilt and Camper and her progress on her on her Quilt As You Go Sew Along. Are we ready to go to the next one? Okay, good. Okay, there. Thanks, Ray. This is working great. All right, the next one came to me from a new friend, actually. She joined us late on this Sip and Sew, not the Sip and Sew, but the Quilt As You Go Sew Along. And her name is Dorina Becker, and she's a Facebook friend. And so go ahead, Ray, and throw up her quilt. Her quilt is so similar to mine that I literally thought that it was mine. For a second, I thought, how did she get a picture of my design wall? She's using the same gelato fabrics as I am. She's using the same gelato fabrics as I am, and so our quilts look very similar. I'm going to be posting hers up on my Instagram story later on today too. So if you guys are joining me on the Quilt As You Go Sew Along, send me your pictures. I want to show off everybody's color palettes and progress on the project. I know I talked to a friend today who's a little behind. She's had a wedding in her life, and not hers, but a daughter, and some other stuff going on, and so she's fallen a little bit behind. It's okay. It's okay if you're not keeping right up with me every single week. The fact is that the beautiful, wondrous world of the internet means that the content will live forever, and that you can go at your own pace. You don't have to go at mine. This next week actually marks halfway for us. And so we're going to start talking about the joining of the spaces, because I want everybody to feel comfortable and not have anxiety about how all of these pre-quilted squares are going to go together. So that is on my radar for another week or two. All right. What else did I want to share with you? Okay, so the project that we're working on tonight. First of all, I want to just put a disclaimer out there that this pattern that we're going to talk about tonight is not my artistic property. It is copyrighted and protected by the person who owns it. Her name is Brittany, I believe. She is from Lo Behold Stitchery. It's a very modern fabric or modern quilt. I absolutely adore it. Very, very, very untraditional. A friend of mine, a young lady friend of mine from Illinois, just had her second baby, and I made baby boy Bo for his first quilt, and so now it's time for baby boy Clyde to get his quilt from Miss Darlene. So she sent me a picture of her nursery, and it had a lot of neutrals. It has a lot of neutrals. It's black and white with there's a pillow that was a pop of color on the rocking chair. So I want everybody to see the picture she sent me. Ray's going to throw it up if you're watching on Facebook. It is very minimalistic. I believe that this is a lot of the nurseries and the quilts these days. Okay, you can bring it back. Anyway, so that's the picture I got. That's all I got. And so I have been trying to rack my brain. I literally was going to try to create those Navajo designs and just make up a quilt as I went. And then I found this. I was shopping earlier this week at Quilting Mayhem, which is a mecca Hang on one sec, guys. Hang on, sorry guys. Let me get back. Okay, so Quilting Mayhem is a mecca here in the Pacific Northwest, and they have not only a ton of fabrics, but clearly a lot of patterns also. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I apologize, guys. Hang on, let me click in here. Okay. All right, sorry guys. Sorry. Okay, I think I had a troll on, so I just got rid of him. Okay, this is the problem. If my assistant Ray is producing the show, she can't do anything else at the same time, so I'm acting like my own person. Okay, so here is the pattern. It's called Homecoming. Again, not my artistic property. It's copyrighted and protected by this owner, and I did seek her permission before I went ahead and talked about it tonight. It comes in 3 different sizes. I'm doing the baby quilt, which is 32 by 42. That's on the back of the pattern that anybody can see. There also is a throw size, 53 by 71, and a bed size, which is 74 by 99. So I'm going to just show you the back of the pattern, because again, everybody can see that. But I love the way that she did this with either 4 colors and then a background, or just a 2-tone quilt. How cool is that? I love quilts like this, and I think that this really is quite fitting with the nursery picture that I got from my friend Brianna. So I am pretty excited about putting this together. I've been cutting a good part of the afternoon. Let me show you my palette. So I decided to do the brown. This was in that pillow on the rocker. I've decided to do a brown background for the quilt, and then the colors that were in the pillow were these shades. So there's a beautiful mustard, a blue, basically a black, and a white. So here, hi Amber. Okay, Becky says it'll be perfect. Thank you, friend. So here's my palette, and all I'm going to do now is just start doing some strip piecing. Her instructions, as my professional interpretation, is that they are very clear so far. I like how everything is laid out, and even though she calls this an intermediate quilt, I haven't got to the part yet that I don't think a beginner, this is just my own personal belief, a beginner could handle. So it's very, very, very fun. Reagan liked it so much that she wants to do one for her room in that baby size quilt and use it as a wall hanging. Reagan's room is very kind of boho inspired, very current, if you will. So I think it'll go really nice. So there's lots of talk these days about back to school. It's this topic of the season. I think for me, with my kids being older, that is, I think that I don't really think about it as much as I used to. I don't have big school shopping lists anymore. I will say though that because of how everything got shut down so fast last year, my husband came home from the big software company and my daughter came home from the college all within the same week. Hi, Carla. I was kind of floundering last year with what to do with everybody. So I literally just threw up folding tables to have everybody work on. And I really wanted this year looking similar to last year with everybody being home, I wanted to set up actual work, like desk and office spaces for everybody, not on folding tables. So I've been spending the last couple weeks kind of accumulating some furniture. I think me and everybody else are doing the same thing, because honestly, I have had the hardest time finding sorry, let me just do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. The hardest time finding furniture that goes in my house that is a good size for my house. Hi, Lawrence from Ohio. I actually have, I'm going to be emailing you, Lawrence, because I actually have some things I'd like to send you. I know you're a new quilter, and I cleaned out some books, and I want to send them to you so you can have them there in Ohio. So I'm going to be emailing you next week about getting your address. Hi, Texas Honeybee. Thanks for joining us. I think it's Melissa. I think that was the name from the other day. So I'm glad you could join us. We are working on a quilt today. Ray, is this out of the shot? Mm-hmm. Right. I'm on my school bell again. I know I need to stop playing favorites. Hi, Julia from Texas. Thanks for joining us. It did say in the instructions, guys, that she wants you to use the scant 1/4 of an inch. So, yes, Miss Brittany, I'm using the scant 1/4 of an inch. It literally is so dark outside right now because of the smoke. It looks like it's 7 o'clock at night, and it's only a little after 4 here on the West Coast. I had cleaned out when we moved here in October. I did a bunch of cleaning out of some old patterns I was just hanging on to, and I was going to be donating them to a local charity quilt guild for their auction, for during their show. They did a what's the word I'm looking for? Not a bargain fair, but like a bazaar. That's what I'm looking for. Hi, Kathy, sewing machine Dan. Hello, sewing machine technician Dan. Carla, it's bad. Like, I was in Seattle today, or I was in the city today. Oh, that's a good. Let me answer that question. It's a good question about how to know where to position your fabric on the 1/4 inch. That's a good question. Oh, it's a pretty quilt. Saw the picture. Good. Oh, Kathleen says hot and smoky in California. Right. We can't have any windows open, and we do not have central air in our house, so it's a little stuffy in here. But I'm just glad that the smoke is not coming in because it's pretty thick outside, and I don't want to be inhaling that all night long. So Texas Honeybee says, how do you judge your 1/4 inch without markings on the needle plate? I always have the issue. Super good question. I am using a 1/4 inch foot, which is an aftermarket foot that we carry on our website, featherweightdoctor.com. And what I do is, if I want just a regular 1/4 of an inch, I line the raw edge of the fabric up to the very edge of the foot. And so I have my 1/4 inch, but in this particular quilt on these instructions, I am going to do a scant 1/4 inch, which means instead of being able to see the cut edge of the fabric on the edge of my foot, it's just underneath it. It's a few threads in. So that is exactly how I am measuring out my good 1/4 inch foot. My good 1/4 inch seam allowance. Kathy says Dan's waving at you. Oh, Mom is on. Hi, Mom. And AJ is smoky. Mom, can you watch the comments for me? I didn't know you were on, and I already had to. I had to block someone. Please. There you go. Say Ray can't do it. Say Ray can't do it. Ray is producing the show, so she can't be watching the Facebook feed at the same time. Okay. All right, scissors. Let me get scissors. Hang on. I need another 2-inch strip, so let me cut another 2-inch strip here. And scissors are escaping. Hold on. Scissors. Okay. I got them. Yes, you do, Miss Texas Honeybee. Yes, you do. Oh, thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. Okay, there's my 2-inch strip. Okay, so there's this. color 2. Color 3 is the black. I am trying to keep this all straight, folks. So back to school. That's what I was talking about. So I thought with the season of being back in school, oh, thank you. Carla likes my dress. Oh, isn't it, and Texas Honeybees, isn't that fun? She likes how the quilt is looking on the design wall. I just want to like take all weekend and just get the whole thing done. But I cannot because we are shifting our entire garage around to this weekend. So no rest for the weary, I guess. Yeah, Julia said her friends in Portland are really scared from the fires. I have some friends that are on a phase 1, level 1 evacuation, which means they don't have to leave, but it's imminent. Alex Anderson has some ugly comments to say. Oh no, I didn't see that. That's too bad. Oh, my mom said they're in Dallas. My mom said that there might see some smoke there next week. That's not good. I really shouldn't have the red wine down here without a lid. I feel like I'm just asking for a catastrophe. But did not have a bottle of white to open, so I'm going to be really careful. Oh, I have some more exciting news too. I got my first invite. Not my first. I had another invite, I should say, to go be a Zoom presenter for a guild outside of Ontario, Canada. Yay! I've never done one well, technically it's another country, right? Ontario, Canada, not the U.S. So good thing they speak English because I don't speak anything but English. Well, I speak a little French. Okay. All right. So I thought I would share with you. I don't remember very much about my first days of school when I was little. I'm much older, obviously. But I do remember a funny story about my son. And since he's not on here to defend himself, I'm totally going to throw him under the bus. So my son, Cole, who is now all grown up and lives on his own in Kihei, Maui, Hawaii. Okay, Jeanette says, please add that 1/4 inch foot to my list for next week. You already do have one, sweetheart. It came with Vera. Okay, the picture jiggles a lot when you're really getting after it. Well, she's a little workhorse, Julia. I have to sippy cup. My mom said sippy cup for the wine. I'll try not to really get after it so the camera doesn't shake too bad. Anyway, so my son, when he was younger, we lived in a small town in southeast King County here in the Puget Sound called Maple Valley, Washington. At that point, it was like literally a know-nothing town. You could sneeze and miss it. And so we lived in the neighborhood that my son's elementary school was in. And so we lived close enough that we did not have to worry about buses or transportation or pickup line. I literally would just walk the kids to school every morning. So kindergarten is approaching for my son, and he would get so fascinated with the big yellow school buses. Every time he'd see them out on the road, or there was one that came through the neighborhood to pick someone up that did qualify for bus privileges. Hi, Bryce. And anyway, so he would do, the bus, Mom. He just so fascinated with the bus. So we went to his kindergarten orientation, and one of his favorite things about the kindergarten orientation was that you got to take a ride on the school bus. And so he was jazzed. He would kill me if he knew I was telling this story on camera, but he wanted to ride the bus so bad. And so because we live so close, I knew that this was Cole's only opportunity to ride the bus. So we go to the orientation, we ride the bus. He is happy as a clam. And so the first day of school arrives, and because he was in a kindergarten class, there was this whole procedure for releasing the kids to the rightful parents. The procedure was the parent was to stand on this grassy knoll, and the kid who'd follow the kindergarten teacher out was to wave and make eye contact with the teacher, and then the teacher was to make eye contact with the parent, and then the student would pass between the teacher and the parent. That was the procedure. Okay. First day of school comes around. I see Cole. I was so happy for him that he got to go to school, and his little baby sister was like, I think she was like a year and a half, and so it just been Ray and I mean, the kindergarten was like a half a day. It wasn't like a big deal. But I missed him while he was gone because he was very helpful to have around. A 4-year-old is very helpful. A 5-year-old, I should say, is very helpful to have when you have a 1-year-old. So anyway, he comes out of school. I'm so happy to see him, and I start immediately, me, waving at Cole. So he put up his hand to make contact with the teacher. The teacher makes contact with me. Cole would be passed to me. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence, I know you're on here. He literally came out of that line, saw me frantically waving at him so he would put his hand up. Pretended like he didn't know who I was. He pretended like he didn't know his own mother. And I was like, now I'm getting mad because like I'm standing maybe 30, 40 feet from him and I'm doing this and he is just ignoring me. Oh, sweet Lord. So the procedure was to drop off all the kids that were like getting picked up immediately right there in the pickup drop off grassy knoll, and then to go down the bus line to drop the kids off on the kids that were getting on the buses. So Cole thought in all of his 5-year-old brilliance that if he pretended to not know his mother, that he would actually get on a bus in the bus line. But the teacher knew he didn't need to get on the bus. So I sat there and waited like 15 minutes to make sure all the other kindergartners got on the bus, and then there's Miss Middlestat sitting there with Cole and just looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm still waving my hand, and Cole is still doing this. And I'm like, so now it's just me and the teacher for the most part. I'm like, Cole Girton, tell her I'm your mother. And he looked at me and he goes, but I wanted to get on the bus. It's like, buddy, you just traded your mother in for a bus ride. My husband laughed so hard that night when he got home from work that he cried laughing because he literally disowned his mother for a bus ride. So that, hands down, is my most vivid memory of first day of school. Over the years, my daughter had been warned before she went into her first day of kindergarten that she better not disown me for a bus ride. So she had no problem throwing her little hand up and being like, hey, Mom. Hi, Missy. I know. I hope you're staying in. Missy's in Redmond also. She said, Smoky here. That's why I'm not on Bainbridge. I had to stay home because it was literally hazardous to go outside. So anyway. Anybody else have a funny first day of school story? Anybody else forsake them for a school bus ride? I think one of my most favorite things about first day of school, Melanie, hi, cheers, is that now it's a custom to do those signs, the signs that they sell at like Marshall's and stuff, where it's like, Connor's first day of 3rd grade, and then they answer some questions. Those were not all the rage when my kids were small, and I kind of feel cheated, because I think that will be fun someday to look back on Connor's first day of school and see that they were really into, I don't know what's cool right now.
Buses.
Huh?
Buses.
Yeah, but they're really into buses. My daughter just said that. Oh, okay, Jeanette, what have you been sewing with you just now found the foot. Okay, Denise. Oh, my mom is on here. She said that my twin sister Denise and I, my evil twin, couldn't wait to ride the bus when we lived in Connecticut. Isn't that funny? Oh, Kathy says, as a retired teacher, I know about these kinds of kid stories. Love the kids that fall asleep on the bus and don't get off. Oh my gosh. Talk about that poor parent who would be having a complete fit when their kid didn't get off the school bus where they were supposed to. Oh my gosh. Jeanette. She said, my bad. She's not using her 1/4-inch foot. This is my friend. She knows better. She said she's been guessing on her seam allowance. And then Bridget said she's also a retired school teacher, Bridget from Rimrock. On Facebook, she said she could write a book. I bet you guys could.
Going too fast. Going too fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm cranking it up here on the Featherweight. I apologize. I gotta go slow. Mary's just too fast. All right, so Julia said, when I was a kid, I had to wait for the city bus to go home. While waiting at the stop, first grader Julia practiced doing the twist while waiting. Neighbors told my mom, and she was so mortified. Oh, you were dancing the twist. She said, I never danced at the bus stop again. That's so sad, Julia. Kathy said, parents lose their mind. They bring them back to school. Principal always reminds older kids to wake up the little ones. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so background color goes white. Okay, hang on, guys. Gotta grab more fabric. 2 and 2. Okay. I had to make cheater notes on my fabric so that I didn't cut the wrong color. I'm sure you guys would have never done that. It's just me, I'm sure. Mom-in-law said, found one of my best friends by a 3-year kick from you. Oh, okay. So what that's about. Mom-in-law was just throwing my husband, her son, under the bus. So my mom-in-law and her best friend, Dorinda, have known each other since Andy was in kindergarten, my husband, Andy. Because my husband kicked her in class, and that's how they found each other. And here they are 41 years later, still best of friends. See, so Mom, I feel like that kick was actually a good thing, not a bad thing. Because you and Dorinda found each other. Hopefully Annie's not watching upstairs. Slow down, Mary. You know what else this is the season for? Pumpkin spice lattes. Mm-hmm. Who else likes the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks? I am not a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks person, but they have a new beverage. I don't go to Starbucks very often because here in Seattle I make my own coffee, but also there are other places that have really, really excellent coffee. But Starbucks released a pumpkin cream cold brew. Sweet Lord, it is so delicious. It is like, it has like a hint of pumpkin, and then the cream that they stick it in is a little sweet. Someone posted about pumpkin spice bologna. Gross! That's disgusting. Oh, Missy said pumpkin bread. I love me some pumpkin bread.
And bars.
What?
And bars. With cream cheese frosting.
Yeah, oh, sorry. my family knows that I am pretty well known for my pumpkin bars with cream cheese frosting, and it's almost the season. So it's the first day of fall is on the 23rd, right? Of September? 22nd of September. Then pumpkin spice lattes are, well, exactly, Miss Kathy. She said, make your own. I do. Are acceptable after that. I think really anything after the, after Labor Day is okay to do pumpkin spice. But when people are talking about pumpkin spice stuff in August, I'm like, no, you can't do that. That's not right. Pumpkin cream cold brew is on mine and my daughter's list to get next week. Becky, you are welcome. That's all I'm gonna say. Bryce says I can't wait to try the pumpkin cold brew. It is so SEW delicious. I did buy one yesterday because I went fabric shopping and there was a Starbucks on the way. And seriously wanted to stop again today. I can't do that. I can't afford to eat out at Starbucks every single day, but I wanted to. Melanie said, slow down, sip, slow down, sip. Consider trying hot cinnamon sunset tea, hot and spicy, just like you. Missy, I don't have the recipe. Starbucks has the recipe. If I had a recipe for a pumpkin spice cold brew, I would share it. To my pumpkin bars. I could share my recipe to my pumpkin bars.
No.
Oh, Ray says no.
It's family secrets.
It is not one of my secrets. You guys, you want to know what all of my recipes come out of?
No, stop it. Shh.
The Good Housekeeping Cookbook. I have the Good Housekeeping Cookbook. I bought it in my first year of marriage 25 years ago. It's the one with the red and white checkerboarded, looks like a tablecloth cover. It is so well used in my house that it is literally falling apart. Like the spine of it is disintegrating. And that is where I get my pumpkin bar recipe from, as well as their phenomenal cream cheese recipe.
She's lying.
Reagan's like, don't tell them the family secret. It's not a family secret if I get it out of a cookbook that's been published for 50 years.
Yes, it is.
Do you guys hear her? She's so funny. I would make, well, if she wasn't switching the camera around, I would make her get up here with me. So my goal is to try and do the remote broadcast from the patio of my friend Carol Brown's house on Wednesday for my Quilt As You Go, because the smoke is supposed to have cleared out by then. So that is the plan, tentatively for Wednesday. Also, I'm doing my live on Monday, which is the Ask the Doctor series. Oh, good, Debbie, you can hear Reagan. They can hear you. I'm going to be doing my Ask the Doctor on Monday, and so if you have questions regarding the Featherweight, cleaning, maintenance, restoration, using it, really anything, you can email me at info@featherweightdoctor.com. I'd love to answer your questions. I don't care if I've already covered it. Some people might need a refresher course. I am trying to. Bridget says your daughter's a jewel. Honey, they think you're a jewel.
No, I'm not.
She cracked me up when we were up at Forks a couple weeks ago for the Sip and Sew, and she said she was just there for the snacks.
Which is true.
In general, I'm not a pumpkin person, by the way. I just want to put that out there. There's just Thanksgiving will not eat pumpkin pie. Nope. It's a consistency thing for me. I can't do it.
Hey.
Can't do it. Apple pie, cherry pie.
You have 20 minutes.
What?
You have 20 minutes.
Okay, she's giving me my time. She is acting like a good producer tonight. You want to know what my favorite pie is, but it's not a Thanksgiving pie. It's a summer pie. It's strawberry rhubarb. It is the best. I honestly think I could be just a pie person and not a cake person. Pumpkin cheesecake, Missy says. My husband loves cheesecake.
Or grandma's cherry pie.
She's a nut. Grandma does make the best cherry pie ever. Right, Mom? For those of you who do the mincemeat thing, I don't know how you do that. Oh, Melanie says key lime. Again, husband loves key lime. I've noticed as I've gotten older, my sweet tooth has, we're going to say, subsided. Oh, Julia says she bought pumpkin spice Pillsbury cinnamon rolls today. Julia, I'll expect a full report on those next week. Pumpkin dump cake? What? Kathy, what are you talking about, pumpkin dump cake? I will say one time, this was a very long time in the car. It must have been the fall because there was the drink of the day was pumpkin spice latte. So I was like, okay, I like pumpkin bars. I like pumpkin bread. Let's try a pumpkin spice latte. You guys, they stuck hunks of actual pumpkin in the latte. Sweet Lord. Who does that? Who put hunks of pumpkin in your coffee drink? I threw out a $4 coffee drink because I couldn't even with the consistency. That is just disgusting. Kathleen says she does mincemeat every year for my brothers and me.
No.
Mom, would you like to share about the Gerton family recipe? I think I already told this story once. My wonderful mother-in-law, who can bake like
Hey.
a angel.
Hey.
What?
Don't.
Oh, I already told everybody about this. Mine, who really can, from scratch, make a pie crust that'll bring a tear to your eye. She would make a Gerton family pie every year. I think I told you guys this all one time. And for Thanksgiving, we go away. The Gertons go away for Thanksgiving. And we were at the coast. We were going to the coast one year, and it was my first year as an actual Gerton. And I'm like, oh, Kathy's going to send me a recipe. Okay, thanks. And Mom, I wanted to do the Gerton family pie recipe, and come to find out, to my horror, that it was literally a can of cherry pie filling and a Pillsbury refrigerator pie crust. Imagine my surprise. Because I know this woman can bake. Here in North Kentucky, you can't find it anywhere. Pumpkin soup. Ooh.
Although it's the best pie you'll ever put in your mouth.
It really is. Especially when it's hot, right out of the oven, a la mode with the vanilla ice cream on top. I mean, come on. I'm going to have to make a pie. We need to stop talking about pie. Otherwise, I'm making a pie this weekend. Did I start the pie recipe? Did I start the pie conversation?
I don't know, but you need to put the fabric down. They can't see your stitching.
I was thinking today, with all the smoke outside, it kind of feels a little bit more fall-y. Is that a word? Totally making it a word. And I feel like that I'm getting ready for some fall food. So my favorite fall food are soups and stews. Absolutely my favorite thing to make. And I'll make a big pot every Monday, and then that way I can eat off of it all week long. Delicious. It's one of my favorite things to do. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's 5. Hold on. I need one more. Color 4 is white. I need one more. All right. Hot roast. Now that is a good fall meal, Missy. I like it. And I can put it in the crock pot and just forget about it. That is my favorite. Melody says, so and sip. Wish it could get a little cooler on the golf course, on the golf coast. I totally understand. I'm curious about your thread stand contraption. Is it made by you? It is not. This is a, it's a lightweight acrylic portable thread stand that I do sell on my website, featherweightdoctor.com, but it is made by Superior Threads. And what I like about it, this is it. This folds down for good portability. So if because that's the whole thing about Featherweight, right? Is it's supposed to be super portable. And so by having a thread stand that kind of folds down a little flatter anyway, it helps maintain its portability. Kathy wants to know what I'm sewing. I am sewing on a pattern that was made by Lo Behold Stitchery. So here is the pattern. It's called Homecoming. It is, it's so cute. Look how cute it is. It's super boho and modern. I'm making it for a friend of mine who just had a new baby about a month ago. His name's Clyde, which is my grandpa's name. So I just thought that was the cutest thing. Pam says, you've made me hungry. I'm sorry, I've made me hungry. I'm glad my husband just brought me a good cheeseburger from the local diner. Ooh, nice. Husband of Pam, grandpa to Grace and Hope. Good job. You guys want to know what I'm having later? You probably won't like it, though, because it's raw fish. Tonight is make your own poke bowls in my house. So we have a fabulous grocery store in Bellevue, Washington, called Wajimaya, and it has fresh sashimi grade sushi available. And so I go and I pick up the sashimi, and then I do the cutting, and I make all the toppings, and we eat our own, make your own poke bowls at home, because Ray likes certain things and Andy likes certain things, but I try to it's kind of a big mess because it's like so many different ingredients, but Ray loves it and she likes to help me, so I like doing it for the family. So that's what I'm having later, is raw fish, tuna and salmon. Yay! Alright, so I think I have got to the point on my pattern where I need to focus a little bit more. It's not just strip piecing. So I think I'm going to let you guys go, but it's, I hope everybody had a good time. I know I did, talking about pumpkin spice lattes and back to school. Next week, I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on. I'm hoping this quilt will be done, so you might just see a posted picture of it finished on my social media. Ray wants me to put together one, so I might be working on that for her room. But also, next week I'll have the Ask the Doctor series. Next week is also on Wednesday, we're doing the Quilt As You Go Sew Along. We're gonna highlight Globe, Arizona. This week is a pieced block that you could choose to do as a raw edge applique or a real applique. I'll leave that up to you guys. Bryce wants to know, oh, it's not purple, sweetheart, it's brown. Does it look purple on camera? It's actually like a good chocolate brown. So here's my color palette. So the brown is my background. So in the picture it's black, but mine is brown. And then there's 4 colors. Here are my 4 colors. I have blue, baby blue, mustard, black, and white. Those are my 4 colors in the palette. So I hope it turns out okay. It's based on that picture that I'm going to post of the nursery. It's literally the colors that are in the pillow topper in the nursery. So thanks, Melanie. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Missy. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Jennifer. I'll see you guys next week. I hope everybody has a great weekend. You can say send a happy thought or say a prayer, because we're going to be cleaning out the garage. Lord, help me if we find a big spider. I will lose my mind.